Hey, my name is Patrick Widmann, and I'm the training director of Protec Dive Centers in Playa del Carmen and Tulum. And I welcome you here from the XDEEP stand at the boat show in Düsseldorf, where I'm super proud to present the new concept for first stages that we came up with. When we first thought about how to really innovate first stages, my first thought was, as a traveling cave diving explorer, we need more versatility. So, given that we usually use side mount and rebreathers for exploration, it was really always a problem to bring first stages for one and first stage for the other, because from a hose routing point of view, you couldn't really exchange the first stage from one system to the other. So that was our main focus point, right? We thought it was easy, and it was not. It took us now almost 2 years, 13 3D models, to really find the perfect hose routing, both from HP and LP side, for different cylinders, right? Because you have the Catalinas, the Luxors, the Blue Steel, the Fabers, and all of them have different neck length. So to come up with a first stage where the hose routing would not be only ideal for each system, but also not interfere with the tank neck based on different cylinders, was a very big challenge. And it took us quite some time to come up, and now we're finally ready and super happy to present them here at the boat show. Of course, if you want to just get perfect hose configuration for like a single cylinder, back mount, or rebreather, it's quite easy to do. However, once we decided we want to have all of that in a single first stage, we truly had to think outside of the box. It was clear from the beginning that we wanted to have a turret simply for, stage routing and long hose routing, because once you deploy, you want it in perfect position. But then the location of the turret was just not ideal to incorporate all of these different configurations. So we had to relocate the turret to the front of the first stage. Now that sounds much easier than it actually was, because the size of it became way too big. We talk about fractions of millimeters here. So we had to work hand in hand in really close contact with engineers to solve that problem and come up with a perfect solution. And not only that, once we started to really play with that new location of the turret, we found advantages that we haven't even thought about before. Of course, the main principal idea was to have the turret so that once you deploy a long hose or once you deploy a stage regulator, you don't want to have that kink in the hose from a safety point of view, right? You don't want to share gas through a restriction and kink the hose on the first stage, minimizing the gas flow to the second stage of the out-of-gas diver. We also found that now with that new location, we could actually choose the degrees in which the turret is bent and then mark it in position with a screw, which gives you now a really ideal hose configuration that can also be locked in place. As you can see, the hose routing is simply perfect. All the hoses exit perfectly straight, there's no kinking, and specifically, there is no interference. The hoses don't interfere one with another, they don't interfere with the wing, and they don't interfere with the doubles or with the tanks. In fact, if you look, that little bit of extra space that the new location of the turret gives you creates this extra space here that is perfect. So when the hoses exit perfectly straight down, they don't get kinked by the wing itself. Specifically if you use modern designed wings like our XDEEP project. And this is true not only for doubles. The same hose concept, the same non-kinking straight lines we have in single cylinder, in doubles, for stage tanks, and for side mounting, of course. Good, let's talk about technical details. So it's an environmentally sealed diaphragm balanced first stage, because we simply believe it is the safest design at the moment on the market. But besides that and the perfect hose configuration, one of the main key elements that we really focused on was cold water capabilities, right? In fact, the entire shape of the body was meant to be one big heat exchanger, specifically where it matters, around the high pressure chamber. So I know what you're thinking, right? You think, wow, this is really cool. But actually it gets better than that. So the turret is gonna be also versatile, meaning that if you wanna go real basic, there's gonna be a blanking plug. If you wanna go crazy side-mount rebreather, there's gonna be specific mods that you can order and then put to replace the turret to get your ideal hose configuration. In fact, this is so futuristic that we don't even know yet where we're gonna go with like rebreathers and side mounting in the future, but this first stage can grow with you, right? And as the market brings out new equipment, we can produce specific turret heads, mods, just for the first stage to keep on growing with the market. So this is literally as ideal as you can possibly imagine. As mentioned at the beginning, this is a first stage concept and we're crazy excited about launching it. However, we're still in final steps of making it just even more perfect. So for the launching date and the final release date, just bear with us, stick with us, have a look at our social media, have a look at our webpage to then get the date of the final release. Good. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little presentation. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this concept and put it through its paces in exploration projects around the world, from Madagascar warm to Russia cold to Dominican Republic and other places. To follow all of that, just join us on the webpage xdeep.eu or on projectdivecenters.com and our Facebook page, where you're going to see like pictures and video of what's going on in our testing projects.